Hey there everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Pubo Rama, and in today's video we're going to be talking about how you can earn as much money as possible before the new December 9th update in Grand Theft Auto Online. Mansions are coming into GTA, and mansions are one of the most exciting things to happen. Players have been begging Rockstar for literally a decade for mansions to come, and they finally are. So with that being said, obviously, you're going to need a lot of money to buy these mansions, and the cars, and all the other things that are coming alongside them. So, if you are wanting to earn that money, in today's video, I'm going to be breaking into the best ways to earn money as fast as possible. The first way is a quality of life thing, and that is the Master Control Terminal. I'm currently located inside of my Terabyte, which is inside of the Garment Factory. If you purchase the Garment Factory, you can then put the Terabyte inside of it and equip it with the Master Control Terminal by hopping into the front seat. And doing that will allow you to access all of your businesses, like the nightclub, the gun running, which is the bunker, and everything else. And obviously this allows you to earn a lot of money, because the bunker, for example, I got $600,000 in it right now, and boom, I can start another quick resupply, and I don't have to lift a finger now. Same for the motorcycle club businesses. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not going to be focusing on the motorcycle club businesses at all this week while grinding. I'll be focusing on other businesses, but definitely not the motorcycle club. Now, when it comes to the nightclub, this is a really simple one. First of all, make sure that your, warehouse management's working. Sometimes there's a bug where you don't actually have goods working, so make sure you reassign these guys. But most importantly, when it comes to your resident DJ, we can see right now my club popularity is about, I don't know, 30%. So what we're going to do is we're going to rebook DJs back and forth. So that's 40, 50%, 60%. I'm going to stop at about 70%. So if we hop back onto my nightclub, we can see it's about 70-ish% popularity. The reason I'm not going to fully fill it is because then what we can do is we can scroll in my spawn locations until we find my nightclub. So we just got to do this for a little bit. Then once we get to the nightclub, find new session, invite only. Every 48 minutes you go into your nightclub, you can get a message from Marcel that says you can kick somebody out of it. And this will raise your popularity by about 30%. So usually what I like to do is pay, $30,000, $40,000 to raise my nightclub popularity. And then for that last little bit, what I'll do is I'll set my spawn location there like I've done just now. And then I'll go over to the exit and I'll leave the nightclub. The reason why is whenever you set your spawn location to the nightclub, it will not prompt you with a message. But then if you walk back inside, you will see a message pop up from Marcel, and he'll say, hey, we need you to kick somebody out or transport a VIP. So we got to wait about 5 seconds. That'll pop up, and then that'll be the final bit of popularity we need. Now, if it's somebody that we can kick out of the club, it takes less than 10 seconds, and it'll not only give you $10,000, which pays for one of the resupplies, but it'll also refill your nightclub popularity. So this one, as we can see, hey boss, someone's on Tony's VIP list, last seen heading to the bar upstairs. So we can see that person in the back. Okay, I can't get around these people. Move out of my way. Head over here. We got the VIP. So we just have to bring them over to the limo, drive them to the destination, and we're done. And what's nice is that usually the destinations are pretty close, and the limo is fairly fast. So this one we only have to drive 2.9 miles. So I'm going to do that right now. And there we have it. The person has been delivered. Only took me 2 minutes to drive there. And as I said, we're going to get $10,000, which pays for one of the DJ swaps, which you can see at the top of the screen. And then if we go and set my spawn location back over to the nightclub, you'll see that the popularity is maxed. So it's a really easy way to not only max your nightclub popularity, but also not really spend too much time doing it, not too much money. It checks all the boxes, which is pretty dang sweet. So if I move my camera really quickly, you can see, boom, full popularity. Keeping in line with passive businesses, let's talk about all the ones you want to be using and which ones you should stay away from. First of all, we have the hands-on car wash, which is one of my favorite properties in the game. I'm currently inside of it. The hands-on car wash pays about $30,000 every 48 minutes as long as you own other properties. And this week, you can buy the hands-on car wash half off. Even if you're watching this in the future, I would still recommend to get this property. It's super easy to manage and it pays a boatload of cash. I would also recommend to own Higgins Helicopter helicopter tours because it's a direct buff to the hangar, and the smoke on the water property is also a direct buff to the weed business. Even if you're not going to use it, still earns more money for the hands-on car wash, which is obviously pretty nice. When it comes to special cargo, it's very simple. Make sure that you are using passive income on any of the special cargo warehouses you own. I usually like to set my spawn location to the Darnellbro garment factory, and then the warehouse that I own right next to it, I can just pop out with my presser, fill it, and then I can go to all the other warehouses and fill those as well with my presser Mark II. You can actually earn with 5 large warehouses around $144,000 every hour just by paying Lupe's assistants to go and source you crates. So it's a great way to earn passive income. If you're not going to actively grind the hangar, you can also set your spawn location to the hangar really quickly. You can pay Rooster $24,000, and then in 48 minutes he'll return with a crate as well. Passive income is really basic in GTA, and there's really not many forms of passive income that are going to slow you down too much. One of my favorite forms is the salvage yard. All you have to do is a quick tow truck mission. Takes 2 minutes, sometimes 5, depending on where the tow truck is, but in general, it's worth it. The reason why is because every vehicle that you bring back that gets dismantled earns you about $35,000, and then you also earn $24,000 of passive income. So you're earning easily over $100K every 48 minutes just by spending like 10 minutes at max, usually 5 minutes of time. The only other business that has pretty good passive income is the bail office. If you have the bail agents, make sure you set your spawn location there once every 48 minutes, send the bail agents out, and then go back to whatever you were doing. In general, those are the businesses I would recommend to use. Obviously, we also have the bunker, which you want to refill, and we also have the acid lab, which you'll want to take advantage of, but I think those are pretty obvious. That brings us to the most important part of today's video, and that is your active income. This is where you're really earning the big bucks. Obviously, passive income is nice, and at the end of the video, we'll talk about a working AFK method. But you need to supplement your passive income with actual income that you're grinding. That is the Cayo Perico heist, or really any heist at that. We have the Mackenzie Field hangar, the Dr. Dre VIP contract. These are all great ways to earn money. I'm going to break into the best, how much hourly income they make, and then the advantages and disadvantages of each of them. So first of all, we have the Cayo Perico heist, which you can see going on in the background here. The Cayo Perico heist is one of the easiest ways to earn income. It can get a little boring, but I would highly recommend to do this, especially if you're quite familiar with it. In general, the Cayo Perico heist takes me about 40 minutes to do. All setups and the finale. And in return, on usual, I'm earning around $1.2 million. 40 minutes for $1.2 million is crazy good income. The problem is there's a super long cooldown. Now, you can do the character swap method. For those of you that don't know what this is, basically, if you go to the pause menu, we can see right here, I go to online and I press manage characters. I can use a second character. And if you buy the Kosatka with your second character, you can then start up the Cayo Perico heist again. But you have to go through all the cutscenes and you have to purchase the Kosatka again, so it can be a little bit of an investment. Not everybody wants to do that, but it is a way to do back-to-back Cayo Perico heist, Dr. Dre VIP contract, whatever it is. It's a way to basically have no cooldowns, which is pretty dang sweet. In general, though, the Cayo Perico heist is still the best way to earn money in GTA if you don't want to break your back and you want to get some simple, quick income. The second best way to earn income is, at least in my eyes, probably the hangar. There's a lot of really good ways to earn income, but I do think the hangar is insane. I would watch my hangar guide if you want to see a full in-depth guide on it. But basically, when Rockstar added the Higgins Helicopter Tours property, they increased the amount of money the hangar earns by 10%. And this allows you to earn upwards of $1.5 million hourly. And what's nice about the hangar is you don't really need to pay too much attention. As long as you do the land sale and land source missions, it's really easy to run this business. So I usually have SpongeBob on my phone or my second monitor, and I'm usually watching that while grinding for the hangar, but it's a great way to earn income, and a lot of people really underestimate how good the hangar is. After the hangar, I would probably put the Dr. Dre VIP contract and tie that with the Mackenzie Field hangar. Both of these are really solid ways to earn income. My recommendation is to do the Dr. Dre VIP contract, the Cayo Perico heist, and the Mackenzie Field hangar, and just do that in a loop. And then make sure that you have your passive businesses running in the background. I think a lot of players really just don't understand how good the Mackenzie Field hangar heist is. Usually takes me about 40 minutes to do. And I've got full guides on that as well, even how to use a laser from the military base to complete the final mission. And then if you pair that with the Dr. Dre VIP contract, both only have about a 60-minute cooldown. So you can basically do back-to-back Dr. Dre, Mackenzie Field, Dr. Dre, Mackenzie, and it's a really, really easy way to earn fast money without spending too much time on it. And that brings us to the final thing to talk about in today's video, and that is how to get a working AFK method. There's obviously a lot of AFK methods in GTA Online, but this one is the simplest and it works every single time. All it involves you doing is calling a taxi. Pull out your phone, call the downtown cab co. We can see here I got a taxi right in front of me. Once you have the taxi, you need to go to Service Vehicles, Kosatka, and request your Sparrow. Now, it might not work in this location because my taxi driver is an absolute monkey who drove into a pole, but what you want to do is you want to land your Sparrow right in front of the taxi. And if you land it close enough to the taxi, the driver won't move, but it's kind of hard to do that when there's a frickin' pole in the way, so hope that this is close enough. Either way, if you do it right, you can hop into the backseat of the taxi, and then you can choose the location you want to go. Doesn't really matter where. I can just set a random waypoint. And then if we set that waypoint, here we go, just choose that as destination, hurry. You can see the taxi driver's just not going to move. He's just going to sit here and never actually move the taxi. The best way to ideally do it is to actually park the Sparrow sideways right in front of the taxi, and it doesn't matter where you do this. Like you can see even here, the taxi's not moving. It just bugs and never moves. But my recommendation, the spot you really want to do this, is right here. This parking lot right here is really, really easy because there's no cars that ever go there, and then the taxi never moves. But even in this spot, you should be fine. The only reason you don't want to do it in front of a main road is because the cars, the NPCs get a little antsy, and they push your car out of the way. So definitely do it in that little area where I showcased. But yeah, this method works. I can literally sit here, let go of the remote. The game will let me be AFK forever. And this is a great way to have your passive businesses running in the background. So make sure that you restock them, leave your console on overnight, leave your PC on overnight. By the time you wake up, you'll be totally good. Make sure that you're not registered as a CEO or a motorcycle club president, though, because if you are, there's a chance you're going to be raided and then you'll lose a lot of product, which I don't think you want to have happen. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.